The movie begins with when Nezha and Ao Bing was killed by a lightning strike from the Supreme Lord of the Heavens. But luckily, a disciple of the heavens called Tai Yi used the lotus flower to preserve their bodies, and with time, will try and use it to make them return back to their physical forms. All the villagers in Chen Tang Pass participated to bring Nezha and Ao Bing to their physical forms because they are heroes who saved the village. They gathered as many lotus roots they could find and begin to powder it, but Nezha gets irritated when he sees some using same hands they used to scratch their feet and blow their nose to make the powder. When they were done preparing the lotus powder, they poured it in 2 different places for Ao Bing and Nezha. Master Tai Yi pushes them inside the powdered lotus and they immediately begin their body regenerative process to their physical form. Master Tai Yi invites his holy pig to shape their bodies, and he did a very wonderful job. The parents of Nezha, General Li Ling and his wife Lady Yan, shows up to tell Master Tai Yi how they mobilized all the troops to guard the village because Shen Gongbao might attack them, but Master Tai Yi tells them not to worry because Shen Gongbao allies are the dragons who are still chained in the underworld. Shen Gongbao alone is no threat. Instead he shows them their son Nezha, who is now taking his physical form. For the final process in bringing back their physical forms, he placed water around Ao Bing, and Nezha around flame since they were born from it so it can refine them. During that process, a guard informs General Li Ling that Shen Gongbao has been spotted in the village. Immediately, General Li Jing gathered his thousands of men at the borders to defend the village from Shen Gongbao. General Li Jing tells Shen Gongbao that he doesn't stand a chance against all of them, especially with Master Tai Yi in their village, but Shen Gongbao reveals that he didn't actually come alone. Few hours ago, Ao Bing's father, the king of the dragon clan called Ao Guang, discussed with the other dragons a way to get revenge on Chegtang village, blaming them for the death of his son Ao Bing. But since they have being chained in the underworld, they can't get their revenge. One of the dragon called Ao Run suggests that they can use the abyss monsters to attack Chegtang village. She gives Shen Gongbao her sky-splitting claw which he should use to tear a rift that should give the abyss monsters passageway to attack Chegtang village. Back to the present, Shen Gongbao does as he is told, and we see thousands of abyss monsters coming out from their prison in the underworld to attack the Chegtang village. Although the abyss monsters were at advantage because of their numbers and strength, Nezha parents Lady Yin and Li Jing still held their ground with their exceptional skills. They wonder why the Dragon King sent the abyss monsters to attack them because his son Ao Bing is still alive. Shen Gongbao then goes to attack Tai Yi, but being unable to break the barrier shield, he uses the claw to bring the dragons from the underworld to break the shield with their fire. The shield breaks, forcing Ao Bing to suspend his body regenerative process to save Tai Yi with his ice powers. The Dragon King Ao Guang senses his son's aura, and immediately comes to Earth to surprisingly see Ao Bing still alive. Nezha body regenerative process is now complete, but since Ao Bing used too much energy on his newborn body, it causes him to disintegrate. Ao Guang tearfully reunited with Ao Bing, who asks his father to spare the town before his body turned to stone. Shen Gongbao tells Tai Yi to create a new body for Ao Bing, but the 7-colored lotus has already wilted due to using up all of its energy to create 2 bodies. Tai Yi then suggested that Nezha should share the same body with Ao Bing. The demon pearl and the spirit pearl came from the same source, so them sharing their body for 7 days won't be a problem, but Ao Guang demands for a permanent solution. Tai Yi tells them that he will go to the heavens and beg the Supreme Lord for a potion called Elixir Reparo, which he can use to make the sacred lotus to bloom again to regenerate Ao Bing body. Shen Gongbao rejects the idea, and he instead lets them know about a very special training. Candidates who pass the special training will be eligible to participate in the Ascension trial in heaven. Passing the trial does not only grant immortality, but the person will also be rewarded with the Elixir Reparo. He suggests that Nezha attends the trial. Not only will he become immortal and will no longer become a demon, he will also have the Elixir Reparo which will help generate Ao Bing human form. The Dragon King threatens Lord Li Jing and his wife that if they don't successfully save Ao Bing life in 7 days, he will destroy Chegtang village. He also adds that everyone will be forbidden from leaving the village apart from Nezha and Tai Yi. He tells Shen Gongbao to take charge to ensure no one leaves the village because Ao Guang can't be away from his body for long since he doesn't trust the other dragons. Just as Nezha is about to begin his mission to attend the trial, the villagers shows up to say their goodbyes to him and as well thank him for saving the entire village. His mother suddenly asks for a hug before he leaves, but he refuses when he sees the villagers watching him. His mom still gives him so many snacks so he won't go hungry during his mission. After that, he leaves on a flying pig with Master Tai Yi, who ends up eating almost all the snacks. He calls Nezha a silly child for rejecting a hug from his mother. He explains to Nezha what the trials in the heaven is all about, which is about testing his cultivation powers in front of the judges, by defeating 3 demon kings on Earth monster level. He warns Ne Zha never to use his powers, which will only expose him as a demon. He should let Ao Bing to control his body when fighting, because Ao Bing was born from the spirit pearl. Tai Yi takes Ne Zha to a mountain where he began to train him on how to let Ao Bing take over his body when needed. Ne Zha tries his best, but he still wasn't able to master letting Ao Bing to take over his body at his will. Tai Yi then gives him a sleepy slumber pill. Once Ne Zha takes it, he will fall asleep immediately, and Ao Bing can fully take control of his body. Ne Zha quickly swallows all the pills before Tai Yi could warn him that one is enough. Just after Ne Zha falls asleep after taking it, Ao Bing suddenly takes over his body. Tai Yi then decided to train Ao Bing since he will be the one doing the fighting, not Ne Zha, but Ao Bing embarrasses Tai Yi, who gets beaten by a student he was about to train. Immediately he takes Ao Bing to a palace in the heavens called the Yushu Palace. Tai Yi tells him that he is going to meet well-known demon hunters here, demon hunters who roam the land to capture demons that wreak havoc on humanity. The current leader of the Yushu Palace is a top disciple immortal called Vulyang. Tai Yi takes Ao Bing and Ne Zha body to meet Vulyang, and introduces him as the reincarnation of the spirit pearl whom he wants to also take part in the ascension trial. Unfortunately, Ne Zha wakes up and takes control of the body back, and the first thing he did was to pee in the heavenly sacred pool. Master Tai Yi quickly goes to stop him. He scolds Ne Zha and excuses his behavior as the result of stress from overtraining, and Vulyang has his disciple called Krana to escort Ne Zha to the restroom. Losing patience on the long way through the palace, Ne Zha accidentally steps on Krana's dress, who leaves him to find the restroom on his own. Stumbling into a room filled with jade vessels containing water, Ne Zha relieves himself into one of them, assuming it to be a toilet. Later, as Tai Yi discusses Ne Zha's intention to complete the trials to become an immortal, it is revealed that the room was actually a collection chamber for the Kunlun Du, a prize drink of the Chan sect, resulting in Ne Zha spitting out the drink on Krana, and Tai Yi does the same after Ne Zha informs him that he had peed in the dew. Tai Yi says Ne Zha should go through the trials immediately. Master Vulyang asks his disciple called Diro to be the judge. The first trial has to do with taking down a village of marmot demons, which Ne Zha, possessed by Ao Bing, accomplishes despite the effect of the slumber pills wearing off prematurely. The demon hunters then capture the marmot demons to take back to Yukshu Palace. Meanwhile at the Chentang village, General Li Jing meets Shen Gongbao to ask for a favor. Yesterday battle left so many soldiers and civilians wounded, they have run out of medicine, and begs him to open the paths so few doctors can leave the village to buy supplies, but he refuses to help them, because Ao Guang has strictly instructed him not to let any more leave the village no matter what. A captured spy is suddenly brought before Shen Gongbao, and to his surprise, Shen Gongbao realizes him to be his younger brother called Xiaobao. Xiaobao, who has learned to transform himself into a human like Gongbao, reminds his older brother of his promise to take him to the Yukshu Palace in order to undertake the trials of the Chan sect, and become immortal just like him. Shen Gongbao, not wanting to admit the truth of the situation to his brother, asks him to be patient, and gives him some immortality pills, made by the Chan sect in the Tianyuan cauldron that when taken, confer 10 years of cultivation, and asks him to take them back to their village to be shared among their family. When Xiaobao asks Gongbao why he and the sea demons are surrounding Chentang Pass, Li Jing lies and says that they came to defend the town from demons. Li Jing didn't want Shen Gongbao little brother to know that he's not a good person. Grateful for not revealing the truth to his younger brother, Shen Gongbao decided to send someone to go get the medicine he needs to help his soldiers and people. For the second trial, Ne Zha is asked by the Chan sect to take down Shen Zhengdao. He's Shen Gongbao's father, who trains other demons to become virtuous Taoists worthy of becoming immortals. This battle was so intense, and we see how Shen Zhengdao demonstrates lightning abilities similar to Gongbao's own. After a long fight, Ao Bing and Ne Zha body defeats him by cutting one of his arm. When Shen Zhengdao realizes that he was fighting a disciple of the Chan sect, whom he greatly respects as a force of righteousness, he submits himself and his disciples to be taken by the demon hunters to the Yukshu Palace. At that moment, however, when Shen Xiaobao returns from meeting his older brother, just as he saw Ao Bing holding his father Zhengdao's cut-off hand, flies in anger to fight the demon hunters, not knowing that Zhengdao had already surrendered to them. Diro suddenly aims his arrow at Xiaobao, but Zhengdao uses his body as shield to save his son's life. He uses his lightning abilities to teleport his son down the river. After Zhengdao falls unconscious on the river bank, Xiaobao is nearly killed by Diro as well, but is allowed to escape by Ne Zha, still possessed by Ao Bing, who scolds Diro for his brutality. Back to Chentang village, Li Jing invites Shen Gongbao to a banquet to appreciate him for his delivery of medicines and food to the town. After a conversation about cultivation and virtue, during which a bitter Shen Gongbao drowns a large quantity of alcohol, they are interrupted by the arrival of an injured Shen Xiaobao, who tells his brother that their father and his disciples were ambushed and taken into captivity by Ne Zha and the demon hunters, before dying of his injuries, leaving Shen Gongbao devastated and trembling with rage. Before Ne Zha should proceed for the final part of his trial to fight a demon queen of Skull Mountain, Diro suggests that Ne Zha rest for 2 days, but he refuses, wanting to finish everything at once. A disciple suddenly rushed in informing that someone is requesting an urgent meeting with Master Tai Yi and Ne Zha. They inform Ne Zha and Tai Yi that something really bad has happened at Chengtang village. When Ne Zha rushes there, he saw the whole place destroyed. He panicked in fear looking for his parents, but all he could see was the skeletons of the villagers burnt in flames. Ne Zha finds his mother's helmet among the destruction, and concludes that the town, along with his parents, were destroyed by the dragons. Deploring the atrocity, Master Vuliang declares that he will assemble the demon hunters and attack East Sea dragons in order to make them pay for their crimes. Meanwhile, Ne Zha takes the wind fire wheels and flies to Skull Mountain, where his third trial is to take place, ignoring Tai Yi and Ao Bing's pleas for him to wait. After Ne Zha used his own demonic flame powers to subdue Lady Shiji, a strong mountain demon, Ne Zha is finally promoted to an immortal of the Chan sect at Yukshu Palace, and given the elixir reparo from the palace vaults. He decided to join Vuliang and the other disciples to kill the dragons so he can exact his revenge on what they did to his village. Ne Zha first returns to Chentang Pass, where he has Tai Yi reform Ao Bing's body in the revitalized Sacred Lotus, before flying off to join the demon hunters in their assault on the East Sea Palace. Ao Bing pleads to Ne Zha to let him talk to his father first, but Ne Zha refuses and vows to avenge his parents. At the East Sea Palace, Master Vuliang and the demon hunters confront Ao Guang, accusing him of the killings at Chentang Pass, leaving the Dragon King confused. When he demands an explanation from the other dragons, they tell him that they just were following Shen Gongbao's orders. On the other hand, Vuliang casts a spell to open the Tianyuan cauldron, and have it envelop the East Sea Palace. While the other dragons attempt to hold the suppression seal imprisoning the sea demons, Ao Guang goes away from the place to hold off Vuliang and his disciples. Ao Guang gained the upper hand because he is way too powerful, until Ne Zha arrives and started to fight him, thinking he was the cause of his parents' demise, and he is ultimately subdued by him and cast back into the palace, while the Tianyuan cauldron is sealed around it. Thinking about the death of his parents and the wonderful memories, Ne Zha is shocked after he sees Tai Yi and Ao Bing arriving with his parents. Ne Zha tearfully reunited with his parents, who informed him that it wasn't Ao Bing's father that attacked their village, but it was Master Vuliang doings. Few days back, Vuliang attacked Chengtang Pass with the intention of framing Ao Bing's father. Shockingly, the other dragons decided to betray the Dragon King to side with Vuliang, who makes a deal with them to free them from their thousands years imprisonment, and give them immortality in exchange of them serving him no matter what. It was Shen Gongbao who helped Ne Zha's parents escape before Chentang village was destroyed, and seeing no reason to live with his father and brother dead, he confronted the dragons and Vuliang alone. A heavenly master like Vuliang has been the mastermind this whole time. He normally claims to rehabilitate the demons they capture in the Yukshu Palace. In actuality, he and his demon hunters would imprison them in the Tianyuan cauldron, where they would be converted into immortality pills, and would justify their actions by framing demons and various rival powers for atrocities. Back in the present, Ao Guang finds out about the dragons' betrayal as they left Ao Guang and the other sea demons to be imprisoned in the cauldron. An epic fight begins as Ao Bing fight Vuliang disciples to try release his father from the Tianyuan cauldron, and he is joined by Ne Zha, his parents and Tai Yi. Although they are able to get past Vuliang's disciples and the several dragons, they are ultimately defeated by Vuliang, who had secretly cast a heart-piercing curse on Ne Zha and Ao Bing during the initiation to immortal status, and the entire group is thrown into the Tianyuan cauldron. Inside the cauldron, the divine fire of Samadhi begins turning the captured demons into immortality pills. Ao Guang instructs everyone to focus their energy in order to delay being turned into pills, while Ne Zha and Ao Bing were not able to move because of the curse. After Ao Guang says that Ne Zha cannot be killed by the fire of Samadhi due to him sharing an origin with the demon orb's fire, Vuliang offers not to kill Ne Zha's mom and dad in exchange for Ne Zha swallowing an oblivion pill that would kill him. Before he can swallow it, Lady Yin snatches it from Ne Zha's mouth and casts it into the fire, with Li Jing saying there is no point of living knowing that their son sacrificed their life to save them. His mom hugs him one last time before she died, and turned into an immortality pill. A grieving and wrathful Ne Zha tears through the crystal spikes piercing his body, which rips it apart, only for it to be reforged by fire of Samadhi, completing its regeneration and unleashing Ne Zha's true form. Ne Zha immediately sets Ao Bing free, and the both of them tries to lift the lid of the Tianyuan cauldron, while Vuliang and the demon hunters attempt to stop them. But when Ao Guang and the other demons join their hands to assist them, they were successful in breaking out of the cauldron, destroying it. An enraged Vuliang sends the demon hunters to kill them all, And a final battle begins, which ends when Ne Zha and Ao Bing defeated Vu Yang, damaging his ageless spell and revealing his true form as a decrepit old man, while Ao Guang exposes his disciples Krana and Diro to be demons themselves. Vu Yang then runs away with the help of Ao Run, and the rest of the demon hunters retreat. Ne Zha and his army cheers after winning the battle against the gods, and that was how the movie ended. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye.